Right now on News 3 this morning, Saturday, clash at the border. Officials still waiting on guidance on how to reunite thousands of kids with their parents. Plus, a history-making step in the fight for equality halfway across the world. Women will soon be able to go behind the wheel. Why this one change is expected to change the lives of many. And it's time to shake the lake today. The road closures and changes happening on the water you should know about before heading downtown. Your news starts right now.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for News 3 This Morning, Saturday, 8 o'clock now on this June 23rd. I'm Josh Breiter. Meteorologist Chris Reese is here with a sunny Saturday forecast. How about that?
That's right, and it's finally a sunny Saturday for the first time in a long time. We've been looking at that sunrise pretty much all morning long as it has risen above the horizon. Absolutely beautiful. It's actually starting to leave the frame of our camera there. The sun just getting higher and higher. Doppler track showing no showers to worry about this morning at all, not here in Wisconsin or really around the closest 500 miles. If you want to get into some rain, go over to northeastern Michigan. That's where some consistent rainfall is falling right now. Even that beginning to move out of town for those guys. 66 now. The temperature here in Madison, everywhere pretty much in the 50s and 60s. The cooler spot, Superior, Wisconsin at 55 degrees right now, going through the rest of the morning, Josh. We're going to watch temperatures make it up to 74 by lunchtime, if not sooner. These temperatures are taking off quite a bit. Upper 70s to near 80. For those afternoon highs. First alert traffic, we do have a couple details to tell you about. Now, the good news is the belt line, where you would expect problems, the belt line looks good. No issues on the belt line, but the problem is going to be downtown approaching the square on 151. There was an accident overnight that now has both lanes closed. All northbound lanes and all southbound lanes are closed on 151, and that's going to be between South Blair, that is, and Northern Broome Street. This is all due to a traffic accident. So Shake the Lake also has John Nolan closed right now. If you're headed downtown for that farmer's market, you're going to want to plan an alternate route and expect delays this morning.
Finally, some good weather, though. I feel like we were in that rain for so long, and yes.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of folks won't mind sitting in the traffic down there. At least the sunshine is out.
All right, Chris, thank you. New this morning, multiple people are in the hospital after a fiery crash downtown near Lake Monona, as Chris was just mentioning. It happened just after 3:30 this morning at the intersection of John Nolan Drive and Blair Street. Madison police say when they arrived, the two vehicles were engulfed in flames. They are investigating what caused the crash and in the meantime have closed parts of John Nolan Drive, Broome Street, Blount, and Williamson. Also new this morning, deputies have arrested 7 people and 3 stolen cars. Just after 6 o'clock last night, the Dane County Sheriff's Office was led on a high-speed chase on CTHB in the town of Christiana. Officials were trying to pull over a speeding car. That car ended up in a ditch when the 3 people inside started running away. Police eventually caught the suspects along with 2 other suspicious vehicles nearby. The vehicles were confirmed stolen by the Madison and Fitchburg police departments. 6 of those suspects arrested are minors. 18-year-old Cameron Barber Smith of Madison was arrested for felony eluding, trespassing, and burglary, among other counts. Right now, the Middleton Police Department is reminding you to lock your car doors even when your car is in the driveway and keep your garage closed. Police say they received several reports of thefts from vehicles and residential burglaries in the Hidden Oaks subdivision. No forced entry was used in any of the cases. Police say some thieves targeted unlocked car doors to get access to garage door openers. Continuing coverage this morning on that trial that got national attention and is now sparking national outrage. Many in the community are upset, wishing Alec Cook got more time behind bars. Cook will spend just 3 years in prison for the sexual assault of multiple UW students. The Rape Crisis Center says this could cause other victims of sexual assault to not come forward after seeing 11 women share their difficult stories with a judge and watch their abuser not get the punishment they believe he deserved.
Because we know that so few people do serve any time, you know, we've come to expect this, and this is what we prepare victims for. But we hope that we have evolved as a society and that this judge would have evolved as a human being.
Officials say after seeing such a short sentence handed out, some sexual assault victims will think there's just no point in coming forward. Many are hopeful. Others, though, may think their case can be the first where justice is truly served. Right now, cybersecurity seems to be at the top of the mind for many, and UW students are no exception. Last week, UW-Madison students received a phishing email claiming to be from Chancellor Rebecca Blank. UW's cybersecurity experts deem the scam sophisticated enough to warrant a warning to all students. Reading that the phish, whose subject line was "attention required," should be deleted immediately. According to UW experts, this latest scam represents a pattern in phishing attacks.
It's really on the rise, and it's really increasing in complexity and sophistication. So just keeping it forefront in their mind, you know, kind of those things where if it's an offer that sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
More than 300 students reported the email as malicious. The university says it will continue its effort to raise awareness about phishing. Developing this morning, Health and Human Services is still waiting on guidance on how to reunite the more than 2,300 kids taken away from their parents at the border. Right now, parents are still desperately trying to track down their children wherever they may be. Ed Lavandera reports.
You're going to have a lot of happy people.
The day after President Trump signed an executive order billed as a plan to stop the separation of undocumented immigrant families.
I'm directing HHS, DHS, and DOJ to work together to keep illegal immigrant families together during the immigration process and to reunite these previously separated groups.
Rochelle Garza, an immigration lawyer in Brownsville, Texas, says she's still trying to make sense of it all.
The order doesn't reunify my client with his daughter. It doesn't speak to reunifying any of the parents with their children.
Garza represents one Central American father who was separated from his daughter in early June. More than 2,300 children have been separated from their families since the Trump administration rolled out the zero-tolerance policy in early May.
If you are smuggling a child, then we will prosecute you. And that child may be separated from you as required by law.
The confusion is rampant. This group of almost 20 undocumented immigrants were shuttled in and out of the federal courthouse to face the misdemeanor charge of illegal entry. This image has become a daily routine at this courthouse for several weeks now. But public defenders told them prosecutors dismissed their cases and the group was taken out of the courthouse. A few hours later, with little explanation, prosecutors insisted the charges were never dismissed.
I think it's a direct result of what's going on with our administration, that they're changing things on the fly.
But Rochelle Garza says the reality on the border is much darker.
The damage is done, and all we're trying to do right now is pick up the pieces and see how we can connect these parents with their children.
Despite the executive order to end family separations, there are reports that the Department of Defense is preparing to house up to 20,000 unaccompanied children at military bases. Happening now, the European Union is slapping new taxes on billions of dollars worth of U.S. goods in retaliation for President Trump's steep tariffs on European steel and aluminum. The new 25% import duty targets products made in Republican strongholds, including orange juice from Florida and bourbon from Kentucky. America's iconic Harley-Davidson motorcycles are also being hit. President Trump says he is threatening to slap a 20% tariff on cars from the European Union. History will be made tomorrow when Saudi Arabia will end the world's only ban on women drivers. For the first time ever, women will be able to drive themselves legally through the ultra-conservative country's streets. The move comes as part of a series of sweeping social and economic reforms known as Vision 2030. The end of the ban will allow more women to join the workforce. Until now, many Saudi women have had to employ male drivers, something that eats into their salaries. In France, Parisians now have a new way to get around. Starting today, they'll be able to rent out electric standing scooters to ride to and from work. This comes after California-based bicycle sharing service Lime launched its fleet in the French capital. Users can find and unlock the scooters with a mobile phone app and leave them anywhere after they ride. It will only cost €1, equivalent to $1.60, plus an additional 20 cents per minute. The scooters only go about 15 miles an hour and will be picked up every night for recharging and repairs. Back here at home, we are just now hours away from the annual Shake the Lake. For the 4th year, it's going to happen downtown between Broome and Blair Streets. The free event starts at 5 and will feature live music, food, and family activities. It will conclude with the Festival Foods fireworks show on Lake Monona at 10 o'clock.
This is really a community event. We do this for the city of Madison, and we're honored to be part of the team that puts on one of the state's largest fireworks show, and even more proud to make this a free event for our community.
Also note for boaters on Lake Monona, with high water levels right now, there is currently a 24-hour slow no wake zone. As usual, Shake the Lake is sure to shake up some traffic. John Nolan Drive is now closed from South Broome Street to South Blair Street. That closure started at 6 a.m. and goes until 6 tomorrow morning. Traffic will remain open on South Broome Street as well as on East Wilson and Willie Street during the day, but the closure will expand to the area between South Broome and Olin Avenue between 9:45 and 10:45 tonight during the fireworks show. People going to Shake the Lake are encouraged to park in one of the ramps downtown and be sure to leave plenty of time to get there, as thousands of people are expected. Time now is 8:10 this morning. We've dealt with rain much of the week, but finally some good news in the forecast. Just how long we can expect that sunshine to stick around. Chris is in next with that answer. And fighting against storm-related scams, a rainy week has left thousands of people across the state with damage. How you can make sure you're not getting ripped off. This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
It is a beautiful morning out here on the patio. It feels great as well. Dew points are low. The sun is out. The birds are chirping. You are going to get more of that as you experience your Saturday afternoon. Here's a live look at the Capitol right now. You see the sunshine casting a little bit of a shadow on the Capitol Rotunda right now. Current conditions, temperatures are in the 60s. Already this morning at 66. Dew points are in the 50s, so it's nowhere near as humid as we've seen in previous previous weekends. We won't really have to worry about that today. No rain to worry about either. Doppler track shows that there are no showers around, and they are very far away. In fact, shower activity more than 500 miles away for most of us. You have some showers in the extreme northeastern parts of Michigan right now, some showers up in Canada as well. But a dome of high pressure is keeping the sunshine in play for the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region for us today. So that's going to be the good news. Temperatures are pretty much all in the 60s. No one really left in the 50s this morning. We'll continue to watch temperatures climb into the 70s, and some will reach the 80s into the afternoon and evening. By lunchtime, we'll likely see 74 degrees here in Madison. Some clouds can't be ruled out near the lake shore. Later on this afternoon, sunshine for all of us, 79 the forecast high for us here in Madison, 82 as you get your way up towards Black River Falls. And then Shake the Lake going on at 10 o'clock. How's that fireworks show looking? Well, at that point, temperatures likely coming down a little bit into the upper 60s. Some cloud cover can't be ruled out. It's not a big deal. It's just passing clouds. That will likely even clear out as we get you into Sunday morning. That's when temperatures will be in the upper 50s and low 60s. Winds coming out of the north today. That's keeping us cooler and drier. But as we get you into Sunday, we start to get more of an easterly wind taking over. That's as a warm front rather begins to lift northward from the south and west. That will be bringing additional clouds and rain chances Monday night and into Tuesday. So make sure that you're enjoying this weekend. If you're going to be traveling today as well, expect showers and thunderstorms through the deep south, northeast, and northern plains. Sunshine in the desert southwest and the northwest. This morning, we'll make it all the way up to 74 by lunchtime into the afternoon. It's going to be upper 70s and low 80s for a lot of folks. Everyone should get in on low 80s as we get you into Sunday. Rain chances arrive Monday night and into Tuesday, upper 80s by the time we get you towards the end of next week.
This is the first morning in a while I'm actually jealous of you being outside right now, Chris.
Well, it feels great. After the show is over, make sure you take a chance to get outside, Josh.
I'll be sure and do that. All right, Chris, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
After a long rainy week, flooding is leaving a mess for people across the state. But if you're looking for help cleaning up that storm damage, DATCP says be skeptical of these quote, unquote, storm chasers going door to door with aggressive sales tactics. If you are in need of repairs, here's what you should be asking of your contractors: who they're subcontracting with, and if you can get lien waivers along with a written contract with dates and warranty information. Also check with a building inspector first to make sure you don't need a permit. Also get a copy of their certificate of liability insurance. 8:16 this morning, a new land at a popular Disney park welcomes crowds for the first time today. And we're getting a first look at some holiday films. Plus, there are several shows and movies you should find some time to watch this weekend. Will is here next with your 3 things to watch on News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
A beautiful day with lots of sunshine. Temperatures already in the 60s this morning. Going throughout the rest of the day, we'll watch our temperatures rise through the 70s, even upper 70s this afternoon. With enough sunshine, some places might actually reach 80 degrees today. A traffic alert to pass along to you guys. Earlier, we did talk about 151 being closed due to an accident downtown. Good news to report now is that that accident has been cleared and the road has been reopened. Still, some delays will be expected, especially closer to John Nolan with Shake the Lake going on this weekend. So make sure that you are prepared for that. Josh.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Kids and Disney lovers alike will get to enjoy a new land starting today. Disney California Adventure officially opens Pixar Pier to the public. The biggest new attraction is the Incredicoaster, a retheming of the coaster formerly known as California Screamin'. With 6,000 feet of track, the coaster is the longest at the Disneyland Resort. The land also features rides, food options, and shows based on Toy Story and The Little Mermaid. The largest movie chain in America, AMC, has unveiled a $20 a month subscription service that rivals MoviePass. Subscribers will be able to see up to 3 movies a week, including IMAX and 3D films. MoviePass limits its subscribers to 1 2D movie a day. AMC says it will continue to accept MoviePass at all of its locations.
Joe is a genius.
Vertical Entertainment announced it will release its film Billionaire Boys Club, starring Kevin Spacey this summer. Spacey was accused of sexual misconduct last fall and was subsequently erased from the film All of the Money in the World. Netflix canceled the Spacey-led show House of Cards. Billionaire Boys Club was shot more than 2 years ago. Vertical Entertainment says it doesn't condone sexual harassment, but felt the rest of the cast and crew deserve to have their film reach audiences. It is the first weekend of summer, and our Will Loper's picks this week couldn't be more fitting. Here he is now with your 3 things to watch.
Get out the tissues for a tear-jerker of a romance, a movie celebrating today's holiday, and a film that perfectly encapsulates summer.
I have a severe sensitivity to sunlight. Doctor appointments became a part of my routine.
Now available on home video is Midnight Sun.
So I'll keep breathing.
Hey.
What should I have said? Hey, I'm Katie Price. I've watched you outside my window for the past 10 years, and I've been in love with you, stalking you every minute.
This is what Taylor Swift does. She has awkward interactions with boys, and then she just writes amazing songs about it.
Bella Thorne stars as Katie, who suffers from a disease that affects her ability to have a romance with Arnold Schwarzenegger's son.
I am not comfortable with him not knowing.
I'm going to. I just need a little longer of being someone more than just a disease.
This isn't something you can just not tell me.
I'm so sorry.
But we're not the couple who doesn't try.
Midnight Sun is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
Don't want a never-ending life.
I probably have 250 plus typewriters in my collection, and I would say that 90% of them are in perfect working order.
To celebrate National Typewriter Day, check out California Typewriter, streaming on Amazon Prime now.
I was having this rebellious moment, this feeling of being sick of the digital world, how intrusive it is. I went to my typewriter and wrote down a manifesto.
The film is a love letter to that device we used to clack on before computers, and some still do.
When I take the typewriters apart, I see people, I see us in them.
California Typewriter is available to stream on Amazon now.
We choose the real over representation, the physical over the digital, the self-sufficient over the efficient. The revolution will be typewritten.
Duncan, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think you are?
A 6.
I think you're a 3.
Finally, if you can't get outside to a water park this weekend, just watch a movie about one instead.
There's a message in the skies and in the streets.
Heads up, buddy. You need to wear that.
Mom, why do I have to wear this? Nobody else does.
Sexier, huh?
Something like that.
It's like spring break for adults.
The Way, Way Back is about a boy who's going through his parents' divorce and spends the summer hanging out at a water park.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. You're having way too much fun. It's making everyone uncomfortable. Wow, I'm just kidding. That wasn't even my best stuff. Come on.
The Way, Way Back is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
You got a hell of a kid here.
If they put a water slide in a movie theater, that's where I'd spend my entire summer. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
guy's got nothing to lose.
That's your serviceman was all.
2 new films for the holiday season have already released their first trailers. Creed 2 brings Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone together again as Adonis Creed and Rocky Balboa. Steve Carell will star in Welcome to Morning-1. He plays a photographer who was attacked and left brain damaged, so he creates a mini World War II village in his yard to help him heal. Both films hit theaters Thanksgiving weekend. And from movies to music now, one of Elvis Presley's private jets is up for auction again. Here's the catch. The abandoned rust-ridden aircraft has been sitting on a New Mexico runway for 36 years and needs a lot of work. For starters, well, it can't start. There's no engine. Also, the customized aircraft's cockpit is a mess and the plush velvet seats are worn. It reached a price of $430,000 at auction last year, but the buyer apparently balked at the massive scope of the repairs needed. Online auction site Iron Planet is now accepting bids through July 27th. 8:26 this Saturday morning, and still to come on News 3 This Morning Saturday, a look at today's top stories, plus what you need to know if you're heading to Shake the Lake tonight. And Stricker's tournament is hitting its stride. The Wisconsin native is in Madison this weekend, raising millions for local charities. The personal connection a popular badger has to Birdies for Alzheimer's. Coming up, stay with us. Right now, thousands of people are expected in Madison this weekend to take in the American Family Championship. How you can make an impact for people suffering from Alzheimer's.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 This Morning, Saturday, 8:30 now on this June 23rd. I'm Josh Breiter. Chris will join us with your forecast in a moment, but first, let's get to today's top stories. 7 people are in custody right now after stealing 3 cars and taking deputies on a high-speed chase. It happened last night on County Highway B in the town of Christiana when deputies tried to pull over a speeding car. Dane County officials say that car ended up in a ditch and the 3 people inside started running away. Officials eventually caught the suspects along with 2 other suspicious vehicles nearby. The vehicles were confirmed stolen by the Madison and Fitchburg police departments, and 6 of those suspects were minors. 18-year-old Cameron Barber Smith of Madison was arrested for felony eluding, trespassing, and burglary, among other counts. After learning Alec Cook will spend just 3 years in prison for the sexual assault of multiple UW-Madison students, many in the community are upset, wishing he got more time. The Rape Crisis Center says this could cause other victims of sexual assault to not come forward after seeing 11 women share their difficult stories with the judge and watch their abuser not get the punishment they believe he deserved. After hearing this verdict, some sexual assault victims will think there's just no point in coming forward. You could soon see higher prices on a variety of products after the European Union slapped new taxes on billions of dollars worth of U.S. goods. The move is in retaliation for President Trump's steep tariffs on European steel and aluminum. The new 25% import duty targets products made in Republican strongholds, including orange juice from Florida and bourbon from Kentucky. America's iconic Harley-Davidson motorcycles are also being hit. Now, President Trump says he is threatening to slap a 20% tariff on cars from the European Union. We are just hours away now from the annual Shake the Lake event. For the 4th year, it will happen downtown between Broome and Blair Streets. The free event starts at 5 o'clock tonight, featuring live music, food, and family activities. It'll conclude with the Festival Foods fireworks show on Lake Monona at 10 p.m. And also this note for boaters on Lake Monona: with the high water levels right now, there is a 24-hour slow no wake zone in effect. And of course, everyone is looking at that ever so precious Saturday forecast, and Chris, it's looking good.
It is looking good. We've got lots of sunshine out there this morning. I want to go ahead and show you all Doppler track just because there is nothing to track this morning in terms of rainfall. We are tracking the sunshine instead. Here's a beautiful look outside of the station right now, courtesy of the WISC-TV camera. Man, it is just going to be an amazing Saturday out there. Temperatures already in the mid and upper 60s for a lot of folks. We're at 66 here in Madison. You go over towards Mineral Point, the temperature is 68 degrees. No one is in the 50s as of now. Let's zoom this out for the closest 500 miles here. Austin, Minnesota at 70. Same goes for the Twin Cities there. 70s showing up across portions of central Iowa as well. Everyone sees 70s as we go into the afternoon. By lunchtime, 74 degrees will be the noted temperature here in town. 79 to 80 as we get you into the early afternoon, say 3 to 4 o'clock, when a lot of folks are going to be outside. Temperatures will then cool down from that point. If you're going to be headed on over to Shake the Lake, we're looking at temperatures in the upper 60s by the time the fireworks show starts at 10 o'clock. The Beltline looking good. Downtown looks good as well, which is good news. That accident we had earlier has cleared. Still some roads closed in preparation for Shake the Lake, and that's going to go over towards John Nolan Drive as well as we go throughout the rest of the day. But anywhere headed towards the Beltline, it's going to take you about the normal drive time so far this morning. Josh.
All right, Chris, thank you. 8:33 right now. Construction has been stopped on Highway PD this weekend as thousands of people visit University Ridge Golf Course for the AmFam Golf Tournament. It's hosted by Edgerton native Steve Stricker. Pros like Jerry Kelly and Fred Couples have returned to University Ridge as well. More than 50,000 people have come out for the last 2 years of the tournament. It takes another 1,200 volunteers to run the event, including Steve Stricker and his wife, Nikki.
The entire state calls Steve and Nikki one of their own. We love being a partner with them. Not only are they great brand ambassadors for American Family Insurance, but they're great mentors to our entire tournament team. They've been on the PGA Tour a long time, both Steve and Nikki, and they're able to share their insights on how to run a great PGA Tour event, but more importantly, how to be good citizens of our community and really support our philanthropic efforts.
In its first 2 years, the tournament raised $2.7 million for more than 100 local charities.
It's been very exciting for us to see the growth in this tournament, and you know, I can't say enough about our community standing and getting behind this event and supporting it the way they do. So it's very special to be and see and take part of all this.
He'll be certainly a big force this week. You know, playing in front of your home crowd is always a thrill.
I know that playing at home in Germany in the past, and you want to do well, and you want to show how good you are in front of your home fans.
Striker's wife, Nikki, is his caddy this weekend, and Nikki's brother, Mario Tiziani, is caddying for defending AmFam champion, Fred Couples. This year, the tournament has a new charitable partner, Birdies to End Alzheimer's. Paul Braun has been the longtime voice of Badger hockey, and to him, this endeavor is very personal. Melissa Kim has the story.
You know the voice.
I'm Paul Brown, so long for now, from Madison.
But behind that voice is a love story between Paul and Karen, or KK, and the outdoors.
Those are the times when we had the most fun time together.
But after she turned 59, something changed and kept changing.
We set it up to take her fishing, and after about 5 minutes, it became evident she didn't know how to hold a rod, and she didn't know how to reel it in. That's how much of a change there was.
Karen spent the final 8 years of her life battling early onset Alzheimer's. Paul took care of her, all on his own, for 5 years.
It was the right thing to do. It was for better or worse, in sickness and in health, until death do us part.
Until one night,
all of a sudden, she started screaming in front of the mirror, "Get that blankety-blank woman out of the house." She starts pounding on the glass over there. And I went over to grab her to stop her from doing that. And then she pushed me away and said, "You're trying to hurt me, you're trying to hurt me."
Paul then realized he had to break a promise to KK, one that hurt him, that they would never leave each other's side.
The most difficult thing I've ever had to do in my life was to place her in that facility and turn around and walk out the door. The last 4 months of her life, I'd sit with her and she'd look at me and she'd say, "Is Paul coming?"
Karen passed away on October 2nd, 2015. And now Paul and his longtime friend, Dennis Tiziani, they're spreading love to other families dealing with Alzheimer's because they need it.
That I just don't think that a lot of people are getting behind that, or they're being honest with how they really feel about it, because it is, you know, my wife or my husband has this and she's lost it, or he's lost it.
So they're changing that. For the first time at this year's American Family Insurance Championship, you can pledge as little as a dime for every birdie hit in the tournament. 100% of the proceeds will go towards research right here at UW.
Thank you to the people that have contributed. If you haven't and you'd like to become part of it, you still have time.
So that the ending to this story and thousands of others like it will still have lots of love. In Madison, Melissa Kim, News 3 Sports.
The American Family Insurance Championship is open to the public today and tomorrow. Adult admission tickets are $25. Kids and members of the military get in for free. Time now, 8:38 this morning. People across the area are hoping for clear weather tonight as crowds head out to shake the lake. Chris shares an update on tonight's forecast in just a moment. And putting the T in Independence. The event getting a jump start on the 4th of July festivities by spotlighting local businesses. How you can get involved this weekend. The news is back in the morning right here on News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Shake the Lake is today, and the forecast looks absolutely amazing. Temperatures already in the 60s this morning. By lunchtime, our temperatures will warm up to about 74 degrees. Some clouds may be noted along the lakeshore. Those won't last long. We'll clear out again into the afternoon and evening. 79. The forecast high for today under full sunshine. Shake the Lake going on at this point. So far, the weather's great. What about that fireworks show? We may see some clouds develop. Temperatures in the upper 60s. Those clouds should not interfere with the fireworks. I'm not expecting any rain to come down out of these. In fact, I'm expecting that cloud cover to really fall apart. Temperatures falling back towards the 60s as we get you into Sunday morning. So if you're headed out this afternoon, it's a go. No needs to carry the umbrella. Just expect a good time.
Good news, Chris. Thank you. Right now, local and county leaders are kicking off an annual campaign this weekend encouraging more people to shop local. Monroe Street businesses have taken a big hit because of ongoing construction there. That street is serving as the kickoff location for Independence Week. It's an annual event to celebrate locally owned businesses in Madison, Dane County, and South Central Wisconsin. Dane Buy Local is the sponsor, calling it a great way to invest in the local community. If you're heading down to Monroe Street this weekend, you can also play their new game of Business Bingo. Coming up on 8:43, are you looking for something to do this weekend? Well, we've got you covered. From the 70s rewind to a jump start on the 4th of July festivities. You can bring the whole family to a range of events. Your Weekend 608 is coming up next. But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 years old soon, please let us know so we can share their picture on TV.
Going to be another beautiful day across South Central Wisconsin. We're getting a lot of the cloud cover out of here. It is the return of the sunshine. Here's a live look downtown right now. It's beautiful. The bugs are flying around in celebration in front of the camera. Temperatures right now have made it into the 60s. We're at 66 right now. The dew point at 57, so the air a lot drier than we've experienced in previous weekends. Doppler track shows you there's no rain that we have to worry about. There's no cloud cover either across the entire region, really. Any kind of shower activity, that's going to be confined across portions of Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana, but that will not be here or points to our west. Other temperatures are also in the 60s, 68 as you get over towards Mineral Point and Platteville. Same for Viroqua in the western half of the state there. Folks were in the 50s earlier. Some folks were even in the 40s, but no one at this point is in the 40s. By lunchtime, 74 degrees, some clouds noted along the lakeshore. 79 as we get you into the afternoon and evening. Janesville could reach 80 degrees. Black River Falls likely to reach the low 80s as well. And with enough sunshine, I wouldn't be surprised for Madison to hit 80, but we're going to keep it at 79 degrees for now. Clouds do roll back in right around the time for the fireworks show during Shake the Lake. Not a big deal with this cloud cover. That will thin on out of here, especially as we get you towards Sunday morning. Temperatures will be in the 60s at that point. A regional low pressure to our east, keeping the winds coming out of the north this morning. That's why the air is dry. That's why it feels so good. But pay attention as we get you into Sunday. These winds are going to turn out of the east. You see that easterly wind taking shape? That's what happens ahead of a warm front. We'll have that warm front lifting into town Monday night and into Tuesday. Then you have a southeasterly wind flow that will likely bring in more rain chances. That's another incentive to make sure that you enjoy this weekend, because this stretch of beautiful dry weather doesn't exactly last for a long period of time. By Monday and Tuesday, we could have some pretty substantial rain coming back into the picture. Your travel forecast today, we're going to have showers and thunderstorms across the deep south up through the central and northern plains. It's going to be hot in the desert southwest. It'll feel great across the Pacific Northwest. Showers and thunderstorms as you work your way towards the northeast as well. 74 will be the temperature by lunchtime today, and then as we get you into the afternoon, 79 is your forecast high. Everyone should hit 80 by the time we get you into Sunday. By Monday and Tuesday, we'll watch those rain chances arrive once again Monday night, and then they'll continue to essentially linger next week, and then eventually we will have upper 80s to near 90 returning to the picture towards next weekend. But here's the Pet Walk forecast. Meet Summit and Merritt. Man, that's my spirit animal today. I think they're just as excited about that sunshine as we are today.
I was going to say, this looks like a perfect Saturday. I think we deserve it.
That's right. So walk the dogs. They deserve it too. They've been cooped up inside the rain.
You bet. All right, Chris, thank you. Well, we've been asking you to share your morning with us, and check out this picture. Isn't that incredible? Linda Watson shared this on our Facebook page. That beautiful sunrise there. Finally, we can see that sun. Thanks for sharing, Linda. What does your morning look like? Be sure to take a picture and post it to the Channel 3000 Facebook page, or on Twitter or Instagram. You can use the hashtag MyNews3Morning. We'll share our favorites right here on News 3 This Morning. What is the weekend in the 608?
And while the AmFam Championship is expected to draw big crowds, there are plenty of other events that hope to do the same.
It's the 4th celebration before the 4th. Who's ready to shake the lake today? I know I am. Bring the family to John Nolan Drive for fun from 5 until 11 tonight. The Jayhawks and the Verve Pipe headline the festival, while there are plenty of local acts too. The kids will love the petting zoo, aerial acrobatics, and don't try this at home, kiddos. Human cannonball, David the Bullet Smith will perform. The grand finale, of course, tonight at 10, fireworks over Lake Monona.
You know, I really want to see that human cannonball. That looks pretty awesome.
A little dangerous, too.
Yes, it does. Now, let's go ahead and rewind back to the early 70s for this one. Let's go ahead and take that back. Does unpack your adjectives or conjunction junction, what's your function, ring a bell? The Schoolhouse Rock, the educational music TV show about grammar, math, and science, will be staged by the Sun Prairie Civic Theater for 2 consecutive weekends. The musical, inspired by the Saturday morning cartoons, follows a new and nervous teacher as he tries to win over his students. The musical includes all of your favorite songs. That'll be tonight at 7, Sunday at 2 at the Sun Prairie High School Performing Arts Center.
And if you're looking for something to do this weekend that will last you a little longer than a day, you can head to the Dane County Humane Society and pick up yourself a cat. Catapalooza starts today and will run through June 29th. The Humane Society is offering discounted adoption fees as it celebrates Adopt a Cat Month. Cats of all ages will be available at Dane County Humane Society's main shelter, Adoption Center West, or at one of 3 adoption events at Mound's Pet Food Warehouse in Fitchburg. Adult and senior cats will be available for $10 and kittens are $75.
All right, and as always, pick up a copy of this month's Madison magazine for the best of the Madison area.
8:51 this morning. Stay with News 3 throughout your Saturday. Tonight at 6, how the city of Madison is working to add more female firefighters to its ranks. Get this, only 7% of the country's more than 1 million firefighters are women. You can look for that story. But first, Lighting the Way, a big city's latest public art project, illuminated an important but often overlooked issue. What it's like to live with visual impairments, next on News 3 This Morning, Saturday. News 3 This Morning, Saturday. Right now, a new public art display is rising in Chicago, illuminating an important conversation.
That's right. The idea for the display came from the Chicago Lighthouse, an organization that serves the disabled, blind, and visually impaired. Charlie Del Mar reports.
Just as the Chicago Harbor Lighthouse serves as a warning to boaters,
the title of the lighthouse is Boundless.
51 new colorful lighthouses along Michigan Avenue are also sending a message, one of inclusion and access for those living with disabilities.
Obviously, I could personally relate to it right away because of my own disability.
Pooja Petit lives with muscular dystrophy.
You'll just see big, broad strokes of paint.
She's one of more than 100 artists selected for the installation. Nearly half of the talented artists live with disabilities.
I'm so glad that I did it.
And in a city that doesn't seem to stop for much, these carefully crafted sculptures are getting people of all ages to pause, think, and maybe start a conversation.
Seeing positive, joyful, happy responses is even more amazing.
Like any gifted individual in the world with a talent to share, they've been given this opportunity to share it with the public.
This took you how long?
4 days with no sleep.
Hamza Muhammad, or Enzo, painted this lighthouse.
I don't use the label as far as a disability. I use it as a superpower.
The power of a paintbrush, wiping away any misconceptions of the word disability.
For me, it means mission accomplished.
I need to visit that.
Yeah.
We were just talking. You've been to
place.
Chicago a lot more than I have because I've never been there.
In the past month, I've gone to Chicago like 6 times. It's a great place.
Well, hey, today's gonna be a great place because we finally have some sunshine.
That's right. Lots of beautiful weather going on today. Temperatures, get this, 69 degrees already. I'm starting to have a feeling that my forecast high of 79 may be a little too low. The sky, absolutely gorgeous and blue. Everyone sees the upper 70s and low 80s today under that sunshine, whether you live in the south central zones, the western zones, or the northern zones. It is going to be absolutely fantastic. In fact, enjoy it. Temperatures trend upward as we go through the next 10 days. A week from now, we could be talking about heat and humidity again.
Oh boy.
Yes.
It's coming back. It's summer,
boy.
though.
It's coming back.
It, right?
Rain chances will be around with that, so I don't see any just soaking hot days just yet. But let's enjoy what we have out there today first.
All right, Chris. Thanks so much. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.